Hi, Anissa Coy here with Firehouse Education and this week's video column. And I'm very excited because this is number 4 in our series about dealing with adjusters. And today what we're going to talk about is a really awesome topic. It is getting paid and how you can get your invoices paid quick, fast, and in full without any hassles, okay? So what I want to talk to you about today on this is really what, we can have an hour-long conversation here about this, right? This topic. But today, since we're only limited to a few minutes, I want to really bring up what I feel are the 4 key points and important things to do to make sure that your invoices go through smoothly and that you get paid quickly when you send them into an adjuster, okay? These are the 4 things that I focus on in my business, and I get paid usually in a matter of days after all of my claims are done, okay? So the first being your payment authorization form. You should have that signed immediately before your work starts with your homeowner. You should then immediately send it into the adjuster after you've let them know that you are the contractor on the job and had your initial communication with them. You should also bring it up and send another copy of it. Yes, I said send another copy of it with your invoice when you send it into the adjuster, and bring it up in communication when you call Mr. Adjuster and say, hey, I just sent you in my invoice for Mrs. Jones' job. We're all completed now. I want to make sure you saw the payment authorization, and oh, by the way, can you be sure to include my name on the check? Okay? Very, very important. The second thing that is a really big key element in getting paid fast and in full is to have a happy client. So if you have a client that has already, which oftentimes happens for me, they'll call the adjuster before I'm done with the job, and they will relay to them how great a job my crew's doing and how fabulous they feel and how things are being handled and that sort of thing. And that goes a long way when the adjuster already knows before you're asking for money that your homeowner is very happy. In fact, let's say that homeowner doesn't call the adjuster. An adjuster will always call your homeowner and talk with them before they pay an invoice. Number 1, they want to make sure the work was completed. They want to check up and make sure that the insured is happy with the work that was done. So having them say, hey, this company that came in, they're amazing, they're fantastic, I couldn't be happier, is going to go a long way and do a whole lot for you getting that invoice stamped, get it paid out, and the check in the mail, okay? The third thing is going to be your note features. Now, I don't know what program that you use to bill. I use Xactimate. That is probably one of the largest programs that's used, especially on the West Coast where I am in the United States. And so in Xactimate, you can put note features on every line item that you put in. For instance, because I know some of you watching the video, you may not even be doing restoration yet. You're just thinking about getting into it. So let's say we're charging for HEPA scrubbers, air scrubbers on a fire job. And I've got 2 of them on a job. I'm on there for 7 days. So I put 2 air scrubbers, or I put 14 days, because you charge by the day, $110, 14 days on $110 a day for a HEPA air scrubber. If that's the only thing I put is that line item, that adjuster is going to have no idea what those 14 days represent. Was that 4 HEPAs for 3 days? I'm sorry, that's the wrong math. That's 12. All right, well, scratch that. Here's a better one. Was that 2 HEPAs for 7 days? Was that 1 HEPA for 2 weeks? Were you on this job 2 weeks and ran a HEPA? So explain then, okay, I have 14 days at $110 for a HEPA, and the note feature below says 2 HEPA air scrubbers to aid while content restoration was being done in the home and crews were working there, and that was for 7 days. So now he knows I'm charging for 2 HEPAs for 7 days, okay? And there's a ton of other examples I could give you on that, but note features are critical. Tell the story, sell it to the adjuster. Some adjusters may have never been on the job. Okay, so if they aren't, they have no idea what the job looked like or why it took $2,000 to move and clean a pool table. Okay, they may not understand that pool table is a $10,000 pool table that, very high end. The homeowner is very worried about it. This would be a note feature, by the way, I would put after that $2,000 charge on my line item and had to be taken apart. There are multiple slate pieces that had to be moved, this sort of thing. Very important. Be descriptive. Don't make it to where your adjuster has to pick up the phone and call Mr. Restoration or Mrs. Restoration person and ask you questions. They're busy. They don't have time for it. So your invoice is going to get paid now and in full, no questions asked. The easier it is for that adjuster to pay you. Don't make it hard for them to pay you. Now here's the fourth thing I want to bring up, and it's the last and it's the most important, and I know what you're going to say. Oh my goodness, Anissa, you sound like a broken record. But I'm going to sound like a broken record one more time. Well, probably not, because if you watch my videos, I'll probably say this a lot, okay? The number one thing you can do to ensure that your invoice gets paid fast and in full, and that adjuster doesn't have a problem with it, is, I can hear you say it, communication. Communication. I cannot say that enough, okay? If you send in an invoice to an adjuster for $32,000, which is nothing to send in on a content claim, and he is blindsided by that and is like, holy mackerel, I thought this was a $15,000, $20,000 job, then shame on you. That is crazy. You are setting yourself up, you're setting your homeowner up, and you're definitely setting the adjuster up, because that probably means he didn't set a big enough reserve. So now his boss is going to be ticked off at him and his boss's boss, and you know how things roll downhill. So communicate with your adjuster. If there's any way possible, do an initial walkthrough with that adjuster. If he's going to show up on that job and you already have that job assigned to you or know of the job, get out there and do a walkthrough with that adjuster. Have conversation with him about it. If you don't get to meet him in person, do a walkthrough, pick up the phone and call him, email him, text them, send them pictures in your note feature. You can do this right through Xactimate if you're using that program. I don't know about other programs because Xactimate's what I use. But communicate. If something comes up on the job, all of a sudden you're like, holy moly, I didn't know this was a $10,000 pool table, and now we're finding we have to actually move it out of the room and it's going to cost $2,000. Pick up the phone, call the adjuster, tell him, pull out your iPad, shoot him an email. Pull out your cell phone, shoot him a text. Let him know. Don't make him find out about things like that when you send that $32,000 bill in. Because I'll tell you what he's going to do. You send him in a bill like that he had no clue was going to be sent into him, he is going to pick it apart, and you're going to have a nightmare on your hands, okay? So remember, the most important thing, I promise you, is communication about your invoice. Because look, you can do a fantastic, absolutely amazing job, your homeowner's ecstatic, but you don't communicate with the adjuster, he's the other part of the claim, guys, okay? So, and he's also the guy that's going to make sure that you get the check and get paid, all right? Because let's face it, we are in business to make money. That's why we are doing what we're doing as well, all right? So please communicate. If you don't, you are setting yourself, the homeowner, and the adjuster up for failure, all right? Okay, well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing them for you. I want to make sure that you are one of the cool kids and that you are subscribed. So go up above here if you're watching this on R&R Mag Online. Make sure that you are subscribed to the e-newsletter, and then you'll get this video every week in your email box on Friday. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to the Firehouse Education YouTube channel. If you're watching this there, you can go down below and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our cool videos that we put out, because I put lots of those out, okay? And I also want to give you a really cool invite. You know, I'm sorry this video's gone on, but we had to cover some really great stuff, all right? And I want to thank all of you that sent me in emails and phone calls and questions. This series that we did on adjusters has just been the most popular series ever. And tons of people have had lots deeper questions that I've been answering and going over. And so what I really feel like is that there's a real ability here for us to have some good, deep communication conversation, because there are a lot of nuances when it comes to working with adjusters, you guys, in this industry. And it's just kind of hard for me to cover it in a 4 or 5 minute video with you. So what I want to do is I want to continue to get back to you, and I think we can have some really great conversation. And I want to invite you over to my blog at firehouseeducation.com. Go to the blog page, and over on the right hand side of the screen, I know it's my left, but it's actually going to be your right hand side of the screen, you're going to see the Follow Me for Free Training button. I want you to go in there, put your name and email, and subscribe. When you do, you're going to go on the list that's going to get notified every Tuesday in January. I'm going to actually do a Q&A call. And this is something that is completely 100% free to you, okay? I just really want to continue this conversation because I think that there's a lot of really great stuff coming out here, and I will be able to go a little bit deeper on a phone conversation with you. So we'll be in a group. The call will be probably somewhere around 30-40 minutes, nothing really long. I'll do it every Tuesday in January. If there's more interest, I might extend it longer. But I'm also going to invite my really awesome husband, which some of you know, Kevin. He has a amazing wealth of knowledge dealing with adjusters, and he has done a lot of work with them, especially even when it comes into like mold and water losses. He's done extensive work with that. So you'll be able to ask questions on that realm as well. So please go over to the blog, firehouseeducation.com, subscribe in the upper right-hand corner to the blog. That's the email list. It'll get you on the list that I will shoot out to you the phone number and the access code before every Tuesday's call. And like I said, I'm gonna do it in January. If it's really popular, everybody loves it, I will continue to do it for you guys. And yeah, I think it'll be some great conversation. And in the meantime, please continue to email me and send in questions that you would like answered, so that you can, I can pull up some information for you guys, and I could just start right off with the call, giving you all that great information that you want, okay? And then there will be hopefully opportunity, I won't be sure with time, we'll just kind of play this by ear when we first start this, and be able to do some actual Q&A. So maybe we'll have you guys be able to be in a queue and you can pull up and ask some questions, you know, even live. But if you could send them in to me in email, that would be great. That'd make things run a little bit smoother, and I can help more people. And I really look forward to seeing you on that call. Until then, like I said, make sure you're one of the cool kids. Subscribe to the rnrmegonline.com's e-newsletter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Firehouse Education. And once again, I thank you so much for watching the video. And I'm actually doing this video on a job site and just a little bit before Christmas. So just in case I don't get to talk to you all again before Christmas, I wanted to say have a very Merry Christmas, all right? So till next time, I will see you on the next video.